Told you we was giving you the okay back today to make a way. He gon' die today.
All right, so we are back once again with Steph Simon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dicky Ro. We're in the Skyline Mansion. It's my first time ever here, so I appreciate you. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to show me around after you do
this.
this.
I got you. We
appreciate you letting us come through and chop it up with you. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm happy to know this is your first time here. I'm excited to show y'all around when we done.
For sure. I've heard a lot about it and everything, but yeah, never made it out here. So, man, you been busy.
Very.
How you feeling? How's everything going?
I was just talking about this, just adjusting to the speed of the game. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's fast now. Everything is, you gotta get it done. You know what I'm saying? I wear so many hats, not just a rapper hat. So I've graduated a little bit. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, and put myself in different positions. So everything moves fast, you know what I'm saying? Being out of a job, and it almost made me miss working like a 9 to 5.
Just the stability of it, kind of?
Not really just the stability, the routine.
Yeah.
I'm never doing the same thing twice now, which this is what I wanted, but it just make you be like, damn, that was easy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just working, coming home, and cooking, go to sleep, wake up, do it all over again. It really made me appreciate it, but I wear so many hats that I'm constantly, like, even after this interview, it's something else, and then it's something else, and then it's every day. So
for sure.
It's a blessing, it's a good problem.
It's definitely better than not being busy, right? Like,
it's way better than not being busy, and I don't want to compare myself to J. Cole by no means, but I remember I was watching this Narwhal interview, and he was trying to interview J. Cole, and J. Cole was like, I ain't got time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to you like next year, because that's when he knew he would have time. Mm-hmm. And I'm not on no next year shit, but I'm on some, like, I be telling people, like, I can catch up with you like in August. Yeah. And they be like, what the fuck? Like, and I don't be meaning to be rude or anything. It's just how it is. And I be hoping people, that's the hardest part, is hoping people can understand what my time is right now. That's it. So
I remember the last interview we did, and then I heard you kind of talk about it on the one you did with Big Rich. Like, you were talking about initially, like, being the artist wasn't really the idea. You wanted to manage and kind of take on that role. So do you feel like, it seems like you kind of doing both now?
I'm transitioning, man. I'm headed in that Jay-Z when he was head of Def Jam. Okay. But still rapping type of world. But
not all the way into Rock Nation. But
not in the rock, but I'm going to build my own Rock Nation is what, you know what I'm saying? That's what Skyline Star is, what I wanted to be. But I've always wanted to be Berry Gordy. It was crazy that we ended up on Motown, and I learned so much from Motown and how they handle business, and what I thought was the right thing to do and what I thought wasn't the right thing to do. I just sat back and learned. I ain't really complain too much. I just learned and took notes on everything. And this is Berry Gordy's business, and I want to be like this person, but I still want to do music at the same time. So I'm transitioning into that, you know what I'm saying, and it's working. So
talk about that situation a little bit, because when the last time we talked, I mean, you told me that was going to happen, but it wasn't to a point where you were like, it wasn't public yet.
Yeah.
The Motown situation, and just like kind of all the push that FILA got. So kind of, if you could just touch on how all that came about. And
yeah, man, it was a licensing deal, you know what I'm saying? It was one of them things that I went into it personally knowing we don't really need a deal, but we do need a cosign from a major to get it's perception. It's really our perception to get. I wanted this album to be heard outside of Oklahoma, and in order to do that, we needed some type of stamp from something major, and we got introduced to Motown. I'm at work, and I took a Zoom call, and you get emails about people being Motown or being whatever all the time. You know what I'm saying? And this is spam. But it was really the CEO of Motown, you know what I'm saying, marketing from Universal, which is Motown is under Universal, and vice president of Motown. They all on the Zoom, and I'm like, dog, I'm on the Zoom with Motown right now. But we got introduced to them from a guy here in Tulsa that heard the listening party, heard the album, and was like, I know some people that know some people at Def Jam. I know some people at Motown. Let's just shop it and see what happened. And with the centennial going on and everything like that, Motown just knew they wanted to take it on. And like I said, I knew we needed a stamp, so I agreed. I was like, let's do it as long as the business is right. I made sure all the artists was protected. Nobody is gonna owe anybody at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? It was a different type of contract.
Definitely.
That I don't wanna get too much into the business of it, but we made sure nobody on this album it was gonna be hard to profit off of it because it's 50 motherfuckers on there, which I already knew that was gonna be hard regardless. But as long as I can make sure we protect it, we got our name, we can use the likeness of this brand, we can push and get anything from it, and nobody is gonna look up in 15 years or 10 years or 5 years with a fucking audit like you owe this much. You know what I'm saying? So that was the beauty of it, and that's never been done. So, but they definitely got put the machine behind it. You know what I'm saying? Until it was done, and we took it there and start making shit happen. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Motown for sure.
So just kind of talk about like a year later. I just kind of want to get like obviously everything's still going on. Like it's not like it's over, but I just kind of want to, you know what I mean?
Nah, it ain't over. As far as like the deal we put in place with Motown is, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But Fire No Africa ain't over.
Yeah.
Like, that's everywhere. It's
But just like the project and like the experience of releasing it, and, you know what I'm saying, being attached to that label, just kind of the whole everything from the album a year later.
The dust has settled a little bit. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Just kind of looking back, I just kind of want to know like your thought on it now.
Shit, we just did Legacy Fest, which was a year from when the album came out. People were busy, you know what I'm saying? For myself, just speaking for myself, I'm constantly getting booked for events and speaking at places and stuff like that, and on top of putting together like my own things, my numbers was crazy. Like I constantly try to call venues and book my own tours and do all type of stuff and actually go to them cities and see people knowing the words and shit like that is crazy. So there's a lot more I need to do, but we really built the foundation that we could spring off of, and that's all I ever asked for. I always felt like we were good, but we didn't have some type of platform. Like I'm currently one of my favorite rappers. Larry June is one of my favorite rappers, and they started with like major label platform, whether we know it or not. You had no limit. You had something you can build off of. You had Cash Money. You had, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't have any of that, and we created some type of platform that you can generate money and generate a name for yourself and push it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I asked for. We got our foot in the door, and now it's like kick them motherfucker down and keep going.
For sure. You said, I had like the quote written down. You said, FILA's gonna give Oklahoma a window for success.
That's what it did.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly. So kind of talk about just like the collaborative effort, because I'm just curious about like, I feel like people are almost confused sometimes. Like people have said like what Fire in Little Africa is, like as far as if it's a person or if it's a, you know what I mean? And I it seems self-explanatory almost, but I just would like.
Man, it's people are people. That's surface level questions. You know what I'm saying? People that probably asked some questions probably didn't even listen to the album. But Fire in Little Africa is it started as a 80-man collective that recorded an album in 5 days, which made 150 songs, which was condensed down to 21 songs to about 33 artists that made the album. Probably 40 if you count the producers and DJs and everybody that's a part of it. Engineers, probably about 50. You count all the engineers and everybody that played a part into Fire in Little Africa. All have a piece of this pop. Everybody, like we're cooking or building a house, you could say. And everybody, whether you just did the floor, or you did the roof, or you just moved the furniture in, or whatever, 50 people helped build this Megazord ass thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what you get. You get a 33-man Wu-Tang clan of different styles and all walks of life, just from Tulsa, from OKC, from Lawton. Just really, it's a representation of any type of Tulsa and OKC don't work together, or that's just them. That's just that side of the music scene. Nah, it was everybody. You know what I'm saying? It was everybody plays some type of part, and it ain't gonna never happen again. That's the beauty of it. It's gonna age beautifully because it's never gonna be pulled off.
For sure, and I feel like y'all did a really good job of getting everybody, like not just, you could have made that project with just your homies, you know what I mean?
I could have.
And it would have still been what it was.
Yeah.
But
same music would have got made. Yeah, I know what you mean. But we probably would have got the tour and went further. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
To move 50 people around the world. And a lot of things we couldn't do because of that. But no, I could have made that with the homies, but I rather made it for that representation of like, this is Oklahoma's album. You know what I'm saying?
Because it is, you got West Lawton on there too, which
West
I appreciate.
Lawton is on there, bro. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
West Lawton is on there. Like OKC is on there. Enid is on there.
Yeah.
Like North Tulsa is on there. South Tulsa is on there. Like everybody is on there, dog. And if they not on there, they had a lot of people had a chance. Everybody didn't have a chance to be a part of it, but everybody that had a chance to be on it had ties to somebody that couldn't make it, so they still support it because they homie was, you know what I'm saying? It was too many people. So
you feel like it was too many people almost?
Business wise,
yeah,
just hindsight of now that it's over, business wise, and like, yeah, you want to make money and shit at the end of the day, not just off like show. We getting booked like we can make our own money off of it, but like, you already don't make money off streaming.
Yeah.
Already.
Broken down.
You know what I'm saying? So like, so take, what's a million? It did about 10 million streams in a year. And like, what's that? Like probably $1,000 or some
something
shit.
like that.
And you break that down between 50 people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a percentage of it. Yeah, it's hard, bro. It had to do like 6 9 numbers just to fucking, just to get like $1,000 a piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It really had to go crazy in order to make some money. So I knew that going into it, but
You feel like the impact was more important though?
that was like, let's do an impact purpose project. You know what I'm saying? We can make the money from it, whatever it brings you. But I went into it like, this shit ain't about to make me. I'm not expecting a big royalty check out this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But y'all are still, I mean, the movement's still going. You just
Yeah.
you just did the Legacy Fest, and y'all just dropped a documentary too.
Right.
So kind of talk about just, I mean, we're not even a week out from that. So just kind of talk about.
Man, I ain't make it to the documentary. I thought I had COVID, which I didn't, thank God. But I heard it was so many people.
times?
I would have been a third convicted.
I'm at 2.
That probably would have got me up out of here, God forbid. But I don't want that third one, bro.
Yeah.
Like, now I've been like cautious because I thought I had it. But I heard it was a hella people there and hella like supporters, not rappers or not people that had something to do with it, support
Fans.
Like straight up FILA fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of that. I see this shit all over, bro. If you wear a shirt like this to the zoo, any big place like that, baseball game, just downtown, wherever, just out getting gas. Man, what you know about FILA? I got that shirt, I got them shorts. What's up with it? But so it was just a lot of FILA fans at the documentary. You know what I'm saying? And so that was dope. Same with the Legacy Fest. It was just FILA fans out there.
Yeah.
And it felt good to cause we ain't did a show in so long together. It felt good to be up there with everybody again and to just see. Cause sometimes you gotta see the support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta see what it did. And it made an impact, bro. It's gonna last forever. Like, that's why I did it. Like, these songs, we gonna be 50 years old. The city gonna want us to come out for the 50th anniversary of FILA.
Yeah.
And whoever out here, like, let's get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's gonna be that
sure.
type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that type of party. So that's why I did it. It's the longevity.
And I feel like that's one of the biggest things with like just kind of the Oklahoma music scene in general is like there's a lot of support within it, but a lot of people aren't reaching just the everyday person who's not, you know what I mean, going to every open mic, you know what I mean? Like just people that are just
not
music
your
fans.
everyday inner culture, counterculture, or like hip hop culture goer that hangs out
Exactly.
within the scene. These is people that don't know you, that, you know what I'm saying, don't know where to find you or nothing, and they just playing this album over and over and over and over. And that's all we all ask for.
Yeah, that's major.
So.
So at the time we talked, the last time, you were planning to put Diamonds from Tisdale out before FILA. And it ended up dropping after.
Yeah.
So just kind of talk about maybe how that ended up happening. Or
One party plan. I made Party Plan before Fire in Little Africa. And I let Motown hear it because they wanted something that sounded like Tulsa. And it was then talks about getting Charlie was on it, and
that was late, right?
I was right before we turned the album in. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I took it off of my album. On top of the hard drive went out too. I had to re-record it, but I took it off of my album and put it, because I was gonna drop it Party Plan before Fire in Little Africa, and then, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I took Party Plan off my album, we put Tone on there, and Charlie ended up getting on there. And I wanted to wait to see what Party Plan would do, and then drop my album off of Party Plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, which my album sounds like it's missing that hit single.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? but I was happy. I knew it would go further than my regular Tulsa fan base that would hear it if I put it on FILA. So it was one of them intentional, strategic, let's move it and put it out there. So I'm working on some more stuff, man. Like I said, the streaming is there.
Yeah.
Now it's just all about consistency.
For sure. Kind of touch on doing the song with Charlie Wilson and just like, you know, being from Tulsa, I can imagine that that's like especially doing music and stuff, that's a pretty big, I mean, he's a major artist.
It's a milestone, bro. I hope I get to the point in the status to where somebody want to work with me like that, like a revered legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to get to that point. It's something that I always wanted to do. It meant so much to me, and personally, it was like a personal accolade, whether people wanted to hear it or not. That was like reaching the mountaintop for an artist like myself and the type of music I make, being so Tulsa-centric and so Gap Band sounding, and it's a Tulsa sound, it's a live, like that live funk, that live gospel, like freestyle. It's real instruments, like that beat is all played from the shoulders, like one track, the bass is just going the whole time. You never hear the same. The only thing you hear the same is the drums, like on the beat. So
the rest of it was all
everything
live.
else is just going. You know what I'm saying? Papa, Jimmy Joe, his dad, Billy J. Bruno, Perry on the strings. They're just going. You know what I'm saying? That's the beat. That's a Tulsa sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a rhythmic, just like, it's just like you in the backyard at a party and you just going. So that's, we wanted to capture that, you know what I'm saying, and put it on the album. But to put him on it, it just took it up like, dog, it's those players that was played with him when they were kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they all grew up together. These guys 60, 50 years old, Booker T alumni, you know what I'm saying, that actually know Charlie Wilson. And they playing with him on it. It was a big full circle moment. Everybody in my group, Papa made the beat, Will Conquer, he wrote Charlie's part. He's a songwriter that works with me. Tone is on it, I'm on it, and we all were a group called DR District at one point, way early. So it was just like we all it's like we all got to share this moment with each other on this record. And Nancy Fletcher was on a part of it. Death Row Songbird wrote all the great hooks that you hear in Death Row and sung all them hooks, was a part of it. So for me, it was like a bucket list thing, and it taught me how prepared you need to be to work with a major artist. I didn't know how unprepared I was to do something like that. And we all be wanting like big features and stuff like that, and it take a lot to get a feature. Like they don't have time to do shit, and you really gotta have your shit together. All the way to the business of it. From the business to the tracking, everything needs to be ready to go on top of the money. And it's a lot. It took a lot out of me to like get that feature. You know what I'm saying? Because major artists do require a lot of work, which is deserved. You know what I'm saying? And so once I learned that, I'm like, it taught me a lot, and I'm like, okay, I can get to this point. And he missed Tulsa. He loved Tulsa. I do want to say that on air. A lot of people don't come up with all these stories about like why he don't come back and this and that. And he was so happy to like work with people from Tulsa, because he just takes, not like it's like I mean, we probably was just another assignment that hit his desk. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's a hook, But when he found out it was some people from Tulsa, he
I'm sure it meant a
he
little,
was like, man, I'm so happy to like, he called me. I didn't get to meet him because I did have COVID when they shot the video. But Tone went out there and he FaceTimed me and we was just talking and he was just wanting to know who else is out here doing music, and we just telling him about the scene, and like he just so like, man, that's what's going on, man. Tulsa's like really doing it like that. And he was so happy to even know what's going on out there. Like it's a real good dude. We thought he was gonna be this like, I don't want to talk to y'all, you little Tulsa, what you niggas want? He wasn't like that at all. So he was happy to, he was really happy to like meet some people from his hometown because he haven't been back in so long. So I do want to say that he's still a good dude. He still love the town.
That's dope. So then going back to Diamonds from the Tisdale a little bit, you said when you were planning on dropping it before, you said you didn't feel like you knew it was good, but you didn't think it was gonna get the attention that it should, just kind of like timing wise.
Yeah.
So do you feel like even shifting it after, do you feel like that's true still?
It did good. It did good for me not giving it attention. Because your album is only gonna get as much attention as you put into it. If you're not shooting videos for it, if you're not talking about it or pushing it, then the people ain't gonna do it. They only gonna go with what you're pushing, and I was pushing Final Africa. So, but people were listening to Final Africa and then going back to see what else do he have.
Yeah.
So my book's selling. Like I got a book for Diamonds from the Tisdale, you know what I'm saying? I put a book out in stores. My books are selling, my shows for Diamonds for the Tisdale, people are coming, people know the words. So it's doing well off of FILA's platform, but I just didn't get enough. I had videos and so many things that I just left on the back burner because I'm ready to make new music. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to like feed the people new. If y'all like this, if y'all like Final Africa, then wait till y'all hear this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been on.
It seems like you're kind of getting back in that mode. Like, you know, you just dropped Dicky Ro Season 3 with noname. And you kind of basically alluded to that the album is coming.
Right.
So let's talk about Dicky Ro Season 3 first, and just kind of how that came about. There's kind of a cool story on the website when you go to download it, so just kind of explain that.
Yeah, bro. So every time I'm about to drop a full-length album, I put out a Dicky Ro Season, like an appetizer to like, you can get a taste of the energy that I'm coming with that's gonna be on the next album. And I got that from Kendrick. He dropped a heart. Every time we about to drop an album, he dropped a heart. You know what I'm saying? So I took that from him, and I just dropped a little 5 EP just so you can get a feel for where I'm headed in the next album. And sometimes it's completely different. And sometimes I just want to give people something to hold them over for a little bit. But just to let them know I'm about to flood. It's Dicky Ro Season. Don't trip. I still got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
I still got it. I ain't went nowhere. But my brother was sending me like songs, soul songs, 70s soul music, and was like, bro, you need to rap on all this shit with no drums on some Griselda type, you know what I'm saying? Just drumless samples. And noname, I sent him to noname because he does that. He loops. He's like a super looper. And we was on the way to South by, and we stopped in Dallas. On the way to South by paid me to do a show. I took the South by money and booked a tour with it. So I booked 2 more venues on the way. Just flipped the South by money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Flipped the South by money by going to Fayetteville and then going to Dallas. We went to Dallas. The next stop was Dallas. And then we was on our way to Austin. So we went to Dallas and the beats was ready. And we just went to the studio. The homie West took me to his studio And shout out to Lorenzo LS Sound Studio in what city? It's like in Dallas, but it's outside of Dallas.
Yeah.
I can't remember where it's at. I think it's Irving or something. But got a session. We was there all night. Just when I'm outside of the town, I ain't got my kids with me. I'm put my phone down. I ain't gotta worry about going nowhere. I'm just locked in the studio. I'm a machine. I just get in a booth and just put a beat on and just let me go. And we in there smoking, drinking, just creating, and I just knock them, run through these motherfuckers, and told them don't even mix it, just give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want Dicky Ro Szn is always raw. It's just one take, one track, no overdubs, no nothing, and just let me go. You know what I'm saying? It's just calisthenics. It's just stretching. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's what that is, and it's out. Go get it.
Yeah. So talk about, was the decision to not put it, is it just because of the samples, or was that more like strategic?
Man, no. So when shit happened, I just figured out something better to do. So the first song got hit. It wasn't cleared. You know what I'm saying? Roblox didn't work because of the sample. It was too much of a sample being used. So I was about to redo the beat, but noname was like, we can do that. We can redo it. I'll just have my band come in here and like interpolate it and replay it, and then I'll do it. And I got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could just record it live. I could mic up the band and just redo the whole album, and it ain't a sample no more. So that's what we gonna do. But like I said, we just come up with a better way to get it on streaming. I'm gonna just rap it on these mics. I got these mics going into the Logic, the cordless mics. So I'm gonna just do a concert with my band.
Just do a live version.
Just do a live version of that and put that on streaming, like I did Visions. So we was like, nah, people gotta pay for this. So let's put this on the website, let people pay for it, and we take that bread and we gonna do a live show.
For sure. No, it's dope though. It kind of is that the vibe that the new album is gonna be on?
Nah. What's crazy is bro. Believe it or not, no. That was just, and I didn't want to call it Dicky Ro Season 3 because it was not the vibe. But I'm on my I'm a big Nipsey fan. And not to say FILA didn't do what I wanted it to do, but like the Marathon, his first album before Crenshaw and Mailbox Money, he was about to put out Marathon, which he did, but it didn't do what he wanted. It was like a back to the drawing board type of situation. So FILA did great, but I had huge plans on what I wanted FILA to do. You know what I'm saying? Big plans of what I wanted it to do for all of us. And it did a lot. It was like a shoot for the moon and we hit a few stars type of situations. You know what I'm saying? But I really wanted to hit the moon. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't look at it as a failure. It's just I didn't get what I wanted out of it. So it was more of a back to the drawing board. I'm about to drop a Crenshaw and a Mailbox Money and you know what I'm saying? Just albums. I'm about to get niggas albums, and then I got a victory lap on tuck somewhere that when it's time, I'm gonna crash it out.
I was gonna say, it kind of like we were listening to it on the way up here. It kind of feels like almost a response to FILA and like just kind of the whole situation. I mean, if that makes sense.
It was, man, yeah, I get a lot of backlash, bro. I get a lot of backlash for, I get a gatekeeper, like image these days.
Okay.
So I, because a lot of stuff that I'm a part of and create comes with shutting the door on somebody in order to start. So I can't put everybody on World Culture Music Festival. I just can't do it. So the people I close the door on, it's like, fuck you. You left me out. You know what I'm saying? Same with FILA. If I didn't invite you, it's like, you're the reason why I'm not on this project. You know what I'm saying? That's how it look. So it's more of a like, getting off venting and getting off like, you niggas ain't grateful anyway. Y'all don't even deserve half of what I do for motherfuckers in the city.
So that was more directed at like outside people, not.
Yeah. Locker room shit, stay in the locker room. We got locker room shit. It's a big team.
Yeah, I'm sure 50 people is coming.
Yeah, we got locker room shit too. But locker room shit get talked out in the locker room.
For sure. I was gonna ask you a follow-up question, but so just kind of talk about the album, like coming up and what the plans are as far as like if you have a date or I don't even think.
Nah, bro, I don't even got a
name
date
yet?
shit no more. I think it's called Everything the Light Touches is what I think it's gonna call from Lion King.
Okay.
When he took him out there.
Simba, yeah.
And took him out there and was like, everything the light touches is your kingdom. I've been wanting to call it.
You said that on Dicky Ro Season 3.
I said it a lot. And then I got an album called A Flower Needs the Most Support When It Blooms. I got an album and a children's book that I'm working on that. And then Everything Is Us, the album I'm working on. So I got a few projects that I'm doing, but I didn't name the one that I'm working on too. I'm working on mixtape shit. I come here and rap every day, bro.
Yeah.
Mixtape shit, jacking niggas beats and rapping on them. And then Dreamland Zone, Steph Simon is what I'm working on too. So I'm working on Everything the Light Touches, A Flower Needs the Most Support When It Blooms, was probably gonna be my favorite album. And Dreamland Zone, Steph Simon's on there.
So you got a lot.
It sounds crazy, but it's really like, 15 times 3?
That's a lot of songs, 45 songs.
It sounds crazy, but it ain't a lot of songs.
On me.
So, not when you know what you want to talk about already.
Nah, for sure.
But I got this concept of, when we was in COVID, I started a garden, and like, I don't know if it's a nigga thing, I don't know if it's a human thing, but I was telling Chop this, we'll water a flower, we love to water, and this is a rap thing, it's metaphorically placed in a rap world, how we treat rappers. We like to support them when they're a seed, we'll water that motherfucker, we love it, and then when they go mainstream, and when it like turns into a flower, we were like, all right, and then that motherfucker die, it fall off, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And it's done. And we don't fuck with it no more. It's like we take a picture of it, we got a flower, and it's like, now you're supposed to keep watering the flower, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep supporting that shit. And I had that problem watching like rappers like Kendrick. I'm probably the biggest Kendrick fan, especially when he was K-Dot all the way up until now people is arguing Jack Harlow versus Kendrick. I'm like, what the fuck where we at, bro? Like, hell, how do we even get to that? It's like people turning on him because his sales numbers ain't matching the Elvis Presley of rap.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me. So it's like, why do we do that for rappers? It's like we watch them and we support them and raise them all the way up to this point, and then we turn on them and go find somebody else and then they get too old and we say they old or we don't want, because we over here fucking with this.
Do you feel like you're at one of those points?
In a local world.
Yeah.
In a local world, yes. Locally, people are tired of me.
Why you think that?
I'm just always on everything. And I put myself on everything.
Yeah.
But it looks like, because I'm getting it, somebody else ain't getting it. But it's me putting me on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I built this I help people all the time type of shit. And I like just got to a point was like, let me shut this shit down. Niggas ain't grateful. Let me just worry about me, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit. So that's really all it is.
For sure. I mean, it comes to a point you gotta
stop,
you can only
bro.
do so much for
you
other
gotta,
people.
yeah, you gotta stop. I've been building this crazy ass arc for years and telling everybody like it's gonna rain. Tulsa gonna be the hottest city in the world. Everybody should just get on their shit and try to invite everybody in and all this shit. And people just walk past you while you building this motherfucking arc, and then the arc get built, and then it start raining, and now everybody running to the motherfucker trying to get in.
Yeah.
I'm either gonna drown with niggas or I'm gonna float the fuck on and handle my business. So it's that's really where it's at. Yeah, I'm like, and it's even at a point where it's like, I done did so much. I deserve to be selfish and do. I can rap myself. Like I be forgetting that I'm that nigga too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you can rap your ass off.
I can rap my ass off.
I'm not saying that because we here. I literally told Sean that in the car, like pause the tape in the middle, like this motherfucker
I can really rap, but I'm addicted to helping people, bro.
Yeah.
Like I love helping people, but I hate helping people that like start feeling entitled, and I'm like, you supposed to help me because I'm younger than you, or you supposed to help me because you got something that I don't got, so you supposed to, don't nobody owe nobody nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, don't nobody owe anyone anything. And it ain't that I'm just realizing that, it's just like, I want to put all that energy into myself for once instead of putting it into everybody. And like, hopefully the scene is built and strong enough to where it can suffice me not being this glue for everybody.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel like you need to get out of Tulsa?
I don't want to move away.
Yeah.
I need to tour and like do stuff outside of the city. Yeah. Okay. I don't need to move out of Tulsa.
That was what the question was. If you feel
I need to move?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Hey, this is the cheapest place in the world. I don't want to move. I want to have a house over here and shit like that. But nah, I don't want to live. I don't want to leave. Like, I don't need to leave. It's just, it's only two. I done performed in every venue in this city.
Yeah.
From big or small, and almost be okay center. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That would have been the last one. And, so it's just, what else do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? It ain't, and you get to a point where you've overstayed your like Tulsa rap, you know what I'm saying? Like I was,
it's only so much you can do.
It's only so much more you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in my lane of rap.
Yeah.
It ain't like, it's already underground. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I need to I know what I need to do. I just need to move around and finally branch around.
For sure. What did you say you almost performed in the BOK Center?
With Lil Baby.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you were like,
well, it didn't sell enough tickets. Final Africa was opening up for Lil Baby in October last year.
I remember that. And then
it didn't sell enough tickets.
They shut the show down?
Yep.
Okay.
It didn't do enough tickets, bro. Which, it did a lot if it was at Kane's but
BOK, how many seats is that? Like,
it's 20,000.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I'm saying? So like 5,000 people don't look like a lot of people in the BOK. You know what I'm saying? So that's all.
For sure. Why do you, do you feel like the support for hip hop in Oklahoma, not even like local shit, but just in general, is like, you think it's getting better? Or where do you feel like it's at as far as just, cause I've had conversations with people about artists and tour dates and you know what I mean? And
I think it's getting better. I just think the next key is not more rappers. We need more tour managers, and we need people that know that side of the world. And like, I learned it for myself, but I don't have the capacity to be a tour manager for everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we need more people that want to be a manager and more people that want to do booking agencies or have contacts to them or relationships and shit like that. That's the next step. I feel like for Oklahoma music, you know what I'm saying? People that really, not your homie manager, but people that really like know and got some insight. The problem is we still growing. We not, you know what I'm saying? We haven't developed to having those type of people because it has never been. It's just now becoming a tourist stop with people like Unruly and World Culture Music and who else is bringing people out there in the city? It's been shows.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's been a lot of shows.
A lot of dispensaries invested in a lot of shows.
That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what's bringing rappers right now. So once these rappers start talking like, nah, go to Oklahoma because it's a stop. It ain't no drive through. This used to be they had a tour stop in Texas, but their next show ain't till Memphis, and they got 3 days. We can call somebody and get them for half the prices to come do 15, 20 minutes. It ain't that no more. People really coming here, bringing a tour bus and setting up their production.
Nobody was staying the night out here when they came.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like they was out. Let me get that bag and go. But now people was here. They had the dispensary the next day, it's meet and greet and stuff like that. But once we start building them relationships, like and having those type of people that got the game on furthering, everybody gonna hit this this thing, you know what I'm saying, that plateau. Like I said, I learned a lot with Motown, and it's just, you can't take 50 people. Like, you just can't take 50.
For sure.
You can't take 50 people. So hopefully I'm the person that got that.
I think if anybody is, you know what I mean, you got as good a chance of anybody.
Got that game. So
for sure. Well, you didn't give me any dates or anything. Is there anything specific we need to look out for before?
Nah, bro, I'm gonna pack the PAC out, the Performing Arts Center one day. I got it booked. I can't put the date out there because the tickets ain't in the box office yet, but I'm gonna pack that motherfucker out 2 days, 3 nights in a row. Like, and I'm gonna show people what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. Niggas be wanting me to be like, yeah, nigga, I'm that nigga and shit like that, bro. I be really just doing what I'm saying I'm gonna do. I'm not here to shine and shit on people, bro. I'm over here doing what the fuck I say I'm gonna do, bro. I'm gonna set my goals and I'm gonna flex and I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna show people I'm that nigga and how I do it. But I'm like Kawhi Leonard with this shit, bro. I'm just gonna win and mind my business. That's really how I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, I ain't got no dates. World Culture Music Festival, September 16th, 17th, and 18th. I know people been wondering where the hell that is because I ain't been talking about it. But I will say that it'll always be on 918 Day going forward. September, we just moved it.
That's dope.
We just moved it back.
That's dope.
So 16, 17, 18, I ain't gonna tell y'all who we getting, but it's gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? So don't ask me to be on it though. Oh God.
Them days passed?
Don't ask me to be on it. We'll reach out. We'll reach out.
For sure, say less. Well, Steph, bro, I appreciate you. Like I said, having us into the Skyline Mansion, sitting down with us again. You know, I'm excited to see what you got.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna show you around, man. You see?
For sure, yeah. We got to get a tour.
We out here, man. This is Steph Simon, and I'm giving y'all the OakA.